I had to learn the game, had to learn the plays. Now I'm trying other things now. Trying MMA, real estate. I love it.
MMA.
Yeah.
Nobody want to see you in MMA, bro. What you trying to do, dog? You trying to kill somebody? Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Rodney Cooper, and I'm the host of Locker Room Talk with Coop. I got another great guest that's coming in for you guys. I got my brother, Cyrus Kouandjio. Coming out of high school, he was consensus top lineman in the country by Rivals.com, an Under-Armour All-American, and also he had 60 offers, yes, 60, before he decided to play for the University of Alabama from 2011 to 2014. And during his time at Bama, he was a consensus All-American, first team All-SEC, and also in the years 2012 to 2013, he was a back-to-back national champion. And after his junior year, he decided to enter his name into the draft and got picked up in the second round by the Buffalo Bills. And also he played for the Detroit Lions and the Denver Broncos too. And me and Cyrus, man, we had a great conversation. We talked about his story, advice to the youth, and also we talked about his passion for investing in real estate as well. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And guys, make sure that you guys like, comment, share this video with somebody you think will enjoy it. And also hit those red letters that say subscribe for your boy if you're enjoying the show. And I hope you guys enjoy the show. So check it out. So we got my bro, Cyrus Kouandjio, on the show. What's up, bro? Welcome to the show.
Pretty good, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. Yes, sir. So let's jump right into it, man. So let the people know your story, being a kid from, now, I don't want to butcher the name. I see you turn your head a little bit, but
Yeah.
Cameroon Douala?
Yeah, man, Cameroon, bro. Grew up in
Cameroon
Cameroon.
Douala. Okay. Playing ball at, the Mount High School up until the point you decided to play for the University of Alabama.
Yeah. Cameroon's the country. Douala is the city. So yeah, you're right.
Okay,
But,
okay. My bad. That's how I was online. But hey, I got you.
I
Yeah.
was looking at the city though. I was like, whoa, he just got me off guard a little bit, but it's cool. But yeah, man, it's cool. I grew up in Silver Spring. Actually, I first moved to Silver Spring. Grew up in Maryland. Grew up in Beltsville, small, another town, suburb of. Just grew up normal kid, man. I didn't grow up poor. I didn't grow up rich. But I mean, there's definitely. I wouldn't say. What Dave Chappelle say? He said he grew up just like he was like he grew up just like okay to be like, I don't know, forget it. I was all right. I grew up all right.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up in the area. It was cool, man. Of course, in high school, I was a very focused individual.
Right.
Very focused, very driven. Because of course, I wasn't dirt poor, but we had struggles. So driven, went to University of Alabama, did my thing over there, and went to the league for a couple of years, and just recently retired when I was up in there in the CFL.
Right.
Yeah, and right now I'm a full-time real estate guy.
Yes, sir. And I've been seeing the stories you've been posting on your IG, and like we talked about off air. It was pretty dope, like seeing some of the things you posting and showing like the process from when you first get a property up to the point where you fix it up and it look completely different. It's dope, like seeing the process as far as you putting it on your stories. But let me ask you this: so, who put the football in your hands, or was it just a sport you gravitated to?
It was a sport I gravitated to. Everybody told me because I'm big. I almost quit in middle school because I never scored. Coming from basketball and soccer, I never scored points. But
hold on, you hoop too? You used to play basketball?
Not seriously. Not serious.
Okay.
Boys and girls club. Not even high school. But yeah, I almost gave it up in middle school. Gave up football in middle school for good. But my brother said just stay on with it. And my brother, he played in the league for 4 or 5 years also. So yeah, it just kept on with it. I never really had a strong love for it. I have a love for the competition. That competition, mano y mano, just man versus like, just the competition aspect of it, just like street fight, competition, just putting your brain in a different mind frame of just to a warrior mindset.
Right.
Love that about it. I
Mm.
love that about it. But I never really loved the sport. I can't name all the greats. I can't. My IQ is not the highest.
Mm.
But yeah, that's just basically how I went about it.
Yeah. And I tell a lot of parents too, as far as with the kids, man, I say like sports teach you so much about business and in life, as far as like the team aspect and having to have the adversity, go through trials and tribulation, be able to see it through. And more times than not, like me and you both know, like you're gonna go through adversity, and you know, like what they say, adversity builds character too. So like you was talking about, man, with your brother Ari Kouandjio, like you was saying, he also played at Alabama, he played in the league as well. But with you guys only being like a year or 2 years apart, what is dope about it is that, you know, both you guys doing something that a very small percentage of people get to do, which is play ball at the collegiate level as well as playing in the NFL too. So talk about their relationship as far as with you and your brother.
Yeah, my relationship with my brother's always been tight. We're only a
Mm.
year apart. We
Yeah.
have an older brother that's 6, 7 years older than us.
Mm.
We have a younger sister that's 6, 7, 8 years younger than us. So it's been me and Ari really kind of almost like twins.
Yeah.
So it's tight. He went to University of Alabama. I decided, for a short time I'd go to their rivals, Auburn, but I was like, no, I don't go with my brother.
Yeah.
Um, and then
You was about to go to Auburn, bro? I didn't know that.
bro,
Yeah.
about to go to Auburn. National Signing Day, I decided to go to Auburn, but push came to shove, and I just decided, Alabama's for me.
Mm.
But yeah, and just me and my bro, we cool as hell. I mean, I love him to death. We're very similar individuals and a lot of things. Of course, we're different in a lot of things, but similar in a lot of
Right.
things. So who put the ball in your hand? How did you start playing for basketball?
I would say I pretty much gravitated towards the game. My dad, my pops, he put the ball in my hands. I started playing when I was 5, and then just seeing that as far as being a route that can take me out of, like, you know, Hurtsboro, Alabama, and show me a different world. I gravitated towards. But I also played football too, growing up too. Though I was a quarterback. They used to call me Young Vic, little baby Vic. Yeah,
Oh, man. Okay.
yeah. I can sling a little bit.
We
Huh?
tight.
Yeah. So, but also I know you were saying as far with your brother, man. It was a clip when I was doing research of you and your brother, man. Y'all, of course, y'all boys are, you know, huge guys. Y'all was out there, you know, training. I guess that's called training for like abnormal people. But y'all was out there pushing the truck. So talk about talk about that as far as, you know, you and your brother training, pushing trucks on the incline. Looked like it was crazy.
You know what? The truck thing started with my dad and like in
Okay.
high. It was
Yeah.
in high school. It was like
High
my
school.
dad's.
Okay. That's
Yeah, my dad
crazy.
doesn't know anything about football at all.
Yeah.
He knows about football, which is a whole different topic, whole different
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
He was like after a practice, he was like, you know what? We had like a little slight incline. And he had
Mm.
a truck in our neighborhood. We're living on a slight little incline. He was like, all right, go ahead, pull the truck, push the truck. And I was like, all right. So like the first week, we couldn't move it at all.
Yeah.
But after 2 weeks, we were just trucking the truck all the way up the hill. It
That's
was
crazy.
unbelievable. It was unbelievable to us because that first time, like the first, it was in our mind that it's impossible,
Right.
but we just doing it. And then next, we pushed the truck all the way up the hill. It really started from that. I mean, and after that, it was just easier on the field, just like
Mm-hmm.
pushing them on their back. So I was getting pancakes. After
Right.
that, I never lost a one-on-one and run block.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, yeah. I never really took a big L. I never no. Like
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember in high school I was pancaking like three guys in one play, which is crazy. It all stemmed from that truck pushing. I was like, man, just push the truck.
Bro, when you
But yeah,
came into college, bro, in 2011, you did not look like a regular freshman, bro. I'm thinking you'd have been there for a couple years, and you like, nah, bro, I'm a freshman, just like I'm with you. That's crazy, dog.
Alabama, that's Alabama, bro. All them, you know how them boys are, man. Them boys
Right,
are
right.
very, very well advanced, bro.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, it was cool, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I know as far as with us, you know, coming in 2011 together, you know, we talked a few times at Bama. Just doing research on you, you know, as far as you being an Under Armour All-American, 5-star recruit, a consensus, offensive lineman in the top offensive lineman in the country, and having over 60 offers. For the people that are gonna be watching and listening to this, like, I didn't make no mistake, 60 offers coming out of high school. That's crazy. But talk about that as far as what that process was like and how you was able to deal with all that in high school.
To tell you the truth, I don't know how I was able to deal with that, because right now I'm much older, and now I understand how crazy that thing was,
Right. Yeah.
especially young kid, 16, 17 years old, like like it's not like the world is not real, like people treat you different,
Facts.
and just like your world is completely, it's different. It's really different. And so your development changes, shoot, like a sophomore year, like
Gotta
50,
grow up
60,
quick.
you gotta grow quick. You gotta
Yeah.
catch on quick. So, but it was cool, man. It was awesome. I mean, to me, in my mind, it was blessings from day one,
Yeah.
blessing from day one. But till this day, I'm like, I don't know how I went through it, but it was cool.
Yeah.
It was real cool.
I got you. So with everything you accomplished in high school, what would you say was the biggest challenge for you as far as making that transition from high school to college? But of course, like you were saying, you were pancaking 3 dudes at one time. And even though you did your thing at Bama too, what would you say was the biggest challenge for you making that transition?
So me, I had a learning curve. I had to really work on technique a lot
Technique.
more. I had to work on my technique a lot more, but I don't know. I wouldn't say it changed, but it's different. As a young
Right.
kid, all your time is spent in school and athletics. You're so motivated, so driven.
Right.
I look at the schedule I used to have and how driven I was back then.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how I did that.
Yeah, right. Facts. Yeah.
Class, practice, class, sleep every day for months and months.
But you're
Like,
not paying attention to everything because you so tunnel vision, so focused and locked in. It's ridiculous.
yeah,
It's like you
yeah,
was a machine. I know, bro. I get it. Yeah.
like a machine. Like, what the
Yeah.
heck is like happened so fast until everything's just like I get out of football, I retire, everything slows down. I'm like, everything's chill. I'm like, whoa, like that schedule was ridiculous. Like, I don't
Right.
know how soon after that. I mean, I remember in college, guys was like, this is tough. I'm like, I didn't really notice it. We're so driven to make it to that next level. We're so
Right.
driven to go to the league or whatever our next level is. Like, and we're young, we're energetic. Cause I don't know, man, that tunnel vision, like you said.
Yeah.
And I think that tunnel vision and that drive kept me like to push whatever obstacle I had in front of me.
Yeah. I got
Like I didn't care, bro. You know how it is, bro. Like
you.
you know
Right.
how it is. You have to have that mentality.
For
You have to
sure.
have that. Like everything good happens to you. Like it's good, but you can't spend too much time on it thinking about it. But everything bad happens to you. It's supposed to be a challenge. Like I get an
Mhm.
injury. Oh, it's a challenge. I'm gonna bounce back
Right.
and double up. Like that mentality is like everything is just a blur.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just about to say that it's kind of almost like it's a dream, like smoke and mirrors, because the thing is, like you were saying, it's really not real. It's not reality because you got all the fans, on you and stuff like that, and if you're self aware, you understand that it kind of almost to the point the reason they're doing it because of like what I'm bringing to the table as far as for the university and like how I'm performing and stuff like that. And it kind of almost like once you leave and make that transition and stuff like that, you kind of see like the real for what it is, and it kind of
Mhm.
almost can mess with you mentally if you let it at times. But bro, I was talking with a fan. Well, a fan was watching a clip that me and one of my bros was talking about as far as with preseason conditioning, and he was like, "Man, that's a cool perspective, and he would love to hear a football perspective on what it's like as far as what you guys got to go through as far as with 4 quarters." So talk about what it's like and how rough it is as far as going through 4 quarters.
Fourth quarter is another one of those things, man. I don't know. Bro, the conditioning test, everything from the conditioning test, like I'm thinking 16 110s
Yeah.
sprint. Wow. Wow. Definitely was a machine. All
Yeah.
that stuff. And when you get to the league, man, to tell you the truth, I don't remember. All I know is fourth quarter was, it's a test, you go in,
Mhm.
it's a test, you're going to be tested, it's going to be tough,
Right.
you know, you got to prepare for that test. If you don't prepare for that test, it's going to be on you.
Right.
And you're going to have a tougher time. That's how it was, man. What was your conditioning test? It must have been crazy.
So we had to do 20 suicides in 20 minutes. But the thing was, we had to run in like 33 seconds, and the rest of that minute was our break time. So once it hit 19, we had to go again. So like that, whatever that is left over, like 27 seconds, 25 seconds, or however long we had left, it went by so fast. It felt like it was like 5 seconds. We was kind of like getting in arguments with the coach because we was thinking that they was cheating our time, our rest times. And then we had to run the mile, and I had to run miles at 5:28. I had to run my mile at 5:28. I ran at 5:22. Bro, I couldn't hear. I could barely talk. I couldn't really breathe for real. I was seeing like black spots. It was crazy, dog.
Yeah, bro, that's wild, man. That's wild. I can't believe I look forward to stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bro, I look forward to that.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
Yeah.
So what would you say as far as with you going from, playing high school ball to playing at Bryant-Denny Stadium in front of 100,000 people? Like, what was that like once you hear in the crowd going crazy? What was that like?
To be honest with you, I was a little bit afraid of the crowd, man. I was really messing with my play a lot.
Yeah.
But after a few games, man, it's like it's not even there. But one thing I did notice is like, damn, like I noticed. Sorry, after every game, like my classmates comment on it, like, why did you jump off side, stuff like that. Like, wow,
yeah.
We're actually like, it's pretty serious.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was awesome, man. It was out of this world experience, man. It's probably one of the best moments of my life was the transition from high school to college from a place where we never really had anything. We weren't dirt poor, but we had nothing.
Right.
Man, just laying out in front of the pool, everything I ever needed, plus Pell Grant.
Yeah, right.
And is this heaven? Like, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I really like the transition. When that transition from high school to college was out of this world for me. I loved it.
Yeah.
Of course, the higher you go,
right.
the tougher it is to win. So I'll say in high school you might go against a really good player, once or twice a season.
Right.
In college, you go against in the SEC, you go against a good player, maybe like or at least a little bit over around half the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the NFL, that dog you're going against it every week.
Yeah.
Bro, every week there's somebody with some quirk, with some spin move or some long arm.
Yeah.
That he deserved to be there. So, yeah, man, the higher you go, it's tougher.
Right.
But
and like I talk about all the time, I was like, just on each level from high school to college, like it's almost like you playing like a reflection of you, like somebody that was the best player on that high school team, like they're doing the same thing, like they're in the same position you in as far as in college. And then once you get to the pro level, they was the best player on their college team. And then you have some diamond in the rough and stuff like that, but each level, like you talk about, it gets harder and harder. So with Coach Saban, bro, I know all the guys I done had on here, they done spoke highly of Coach Saban as far as, everything, he done taught them and stuff like that. And I know as far as me looking from afar, the thing that stands out to me, like I say on like all the episodes I had with the football guys, is his attention to detail and the standard that he not only holds you guys to, but himself as well. So what are some lessons that you learned from Saban that you apply now in business and in life?
One thing that I got from him, of course, is the hard work. The hard work thing never really left with me.
Right.
Even in the league, I'm that one player that I go hard every rep, every practice. I really don't care.
Yeah.
Just did it, and there's a few guys in the league that did the same thing. They're really doing really well. I remember this guy named Kyle Williams. He's a defensive tackle. This man, he's shown himself time and time again for years and 10, 15 years. One thing I admire about that guy is he went hard every single rep. But they couldn't say nothing to him when he went hard. But to the rookie, they get mad if he went hard every rep. I went hard every rep.
Yeah.
Hard every rep, every practice, and eventually I got good enough, and I received some I've received I've received a reward for that. Just going hard every time, no matter what everybody else is talking about.
Right.
Guy Saban is, we'd be up 100 points. He'd be like, I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Y'all need to
Right.
tighten up.
Right. Facts.
Y'all need to tighten up. That and just he's he attention to detail type guy.
Yeah.
And I use that. But the effort really stuck with me. If I put my hand to anything, man, I gotta do it or don't do it.
Right. I got you. So let me ask you this, bro. So what's a funny Coach Saban story that you can share with the people that the fans don't know about? Because I done had, as far with Donnie Lee Jr., he was talking about, Saban is a routine guy. He got to have his Debbie cakes. Bo Scarborough, he was talking about, he said it was one practice when he was like, hey, coach, they hold it. And then Coach Saban said, hey, Bo. And Bo was like, what's up, coach? He said, hold this. And grabbed this. And then I know Dunny was talking about one time, he was saying, after one practice, he called him into a meeting and was like, he thought he was going to talk about how great he been, performing in practice. And Saban was checking him about his grades and was like, do I need to call Mama Lee on you? And it took Dunny for a loop. And I know also Christian Jones, he was talking about, I can't remember what year it was, but it was one of the years you guys won the national championship, and he was saying, like, it was 2 days after the championship, and you guys are having a meeting, and Saban got pissed off and was like, this not last year's championship team. And it was like almost like less than 48 hours. It was crazy. But what's Saban's story that you can share with the people? That's a funny story.
Saban's story, bro. He just had jokes, man. Hey, he was an all-around funny guy.
Yeah. And people don't know that.
Yeah. He don't play it when it's about his business, but
yeah,
he funny as hell.
Yeah,
man, a good story, bro. He just cracked jokes, man. I just found it funny, bro. How like he he's this tough guy and stuff like that, but the number one person he's afraid of is his wife.
Hey, yeah. I get it. Happy wife, happy life, bro.
Happy wife, happy life. He's definitely one of those guys, man.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
I thought that was funny, man. But yeah, man, he had jokes all the time, bro. All the time. He cracked, man. He's funny.
Yeah. That's funny. Bro. That's funny. His kryptonite is Miss Saban. So yeah. That's Miss Saban, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
I got you. You said what now?
So I got a question for you.
Okay.
So your love of the game, bro. How did your love for the game change throughout or did it change, or how was that story?
I would say personally, when I got to the professional space, especially when I had injured my wrist overseas, I was playing at the top of my game. My agent pretty much sent the contract that was a pretty nice contract. I can be able to, provide for the family and stuff like that. And he was like, just keep doing what you're doing to stay healthy. And 2 weeks later, I injured my wrist. I tore 2 ligaments in my wrist. It was the worst ligaments that you could ever tear. And they had to go in and put 2 pins in like an X. They had to go back in and take the pins out. And it was my left hand, so my shooting hand. So once I got out the cast, my wrist was swollen and my hand was facing like the opposite direction. It was crazy. So like if I just did this, it felt like blood was going to my nails type deal. And then of course when the weather changed and stuff like that, with those pins in my wrist, it would throb at night or whatever. But it was crazy, bro. But the thing was that really opened my eyes because I was, as a kid, you playing for the love of the game. But when you start getting the professional world, it's about your business and stuff like that and making sure all that is in place. So end up coming back from that. It took me a year to get back healthy. And then the Houston Rockets picked me up in the G League. And in training camp, I was one of the top 5 guys there. But I eventually got waived, not because of my talent, but because of everybody in the first round got sent down to the G League because that's when they had like Trevor Ariza, James Harden, all these guys. And it was the first round guys come from the Denver Nuggets, a couple first round guys from the Celtics. And it was guys that fell out the league that was trying to make it back up. So with me being out for a year, I didn't understand it then, but I really didn't have any leverage. I didn't understand the business side of it. So the coach ended up calling me in and was telling me, he was like, man, Coop, I'll be doing you a disservice by, having you here and pretty much have you like not even dressing out because you're too good of a player to do that. But when I was sitting across from the table from, like, I was just thinking about like all the hell I had to go through as far as the depression, the dark space I went through to get through that injury and get through the rehabbing process, and being able to battle those demons that's in my head. And like what I did was I isolated myself from everybody. And I was a person everybody came to for advice. So I was smiling on the outside but hurting on the inside. You feel me? But like I will always go back and say like that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because God revealed some things to me like through those times and made me stronger as far as mentally and spiritually. Like I grew a lot during those times. And the thing was, bro, like once I got waived from the Rockets, it was like I hate that feeling. Like it wasn't because of my talent; it was something I couldn't control. And I hate saying like the politics of it, because a lot of guys use that for an excuse. But like I really couldn't control that situation. Like I was one of the top guys there, but it's just simple fact that they had money invested to these guys that they sent down to the G League, but they had to play these guys. So I was pretty much like just the odd man out type deal. But like once that happened, kind of like took the air out of me as far as with the game, and that's when I started making my transition to the business world. And now like during these times, especially like the whole 2020, like God kept revealing things to me as far as like different things He want me to do, and I just gotta be obedient and walk in that. And then on top of that, like He just showed me different things that He want me to do as far as with the youth, providing them with resources, providing them with the outlet, and exposing them to different things, because me and you both know exposure leads to expansion. So these kids, like they looking for guidance, they're going to get influenced. So I feel like as far as me and you, and all these guys that I have coming on, like we have a platform to where like we can influence them in the positive direction. You feel me? So it's like with the professional thing, like it was like a love-hate thing. Like once like that had happened, because it really wasn't nothing as far as with my talent. It was more like so the business and politics side of it. But that's just a little bit of the story that I'm gonna share with the people. Like once I put my whole entire story out there. So, but yeah, man. What about you?
Wondering. I never really loved it. I loved the competition side of it.
Yeah.
So football was an avenue for me to be competitive and be so.
Yeah.
I really, I had to learn the game, had to learn the plays. Now I'm trying other things now. Trying MMA, real estate.
MMA. Yeah. Nobody want to see you in MMA, bro. What you trying to do, dog? You trying to kill somebody? What's going on? Hold on. You took me for the people out there, man. Hey, Cyrus, 6'7", bro. 6'7". I don't know where you at now. I know you 300 plus.
Yeah, 300 plus.
But it's a good 300 though for the folks out there. It's a good 300, but bro. What you trying to do, dog?
I don't know, bro. It's like I just retired. I went to this MMA fight. It's the first time I saw it like live. I was like, man, I feel the itch.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me get back in this competition thing.
Yeah.
Let me try that. But yeah, other than that, man, real estate. I love that, man. I do real estate.
I got you. And we go jump into that too, as far as talk a little bit about real estate. But let me ask you this. So without getting nobody in trouble, I had some guys on here say some crazy stuff, but we all grown now. We all done moved on in life. But what's some funny stories that happen either on the field or off the field that you can share with the people? Because I tell people all the time, like the funniest memories is in the locker rooms, in the dorms, in the apartments. But what's a funny story, a couple of stories that you can share with the people without getting nobody in trouble?
We ain't gonna get in trouble. I think, man, I have so many stories on the field. It's just like we get really animated in the field when I was playing there, man.
Yeah.
Playing next to my brother, we got really animated. Like it was filled extra point, and he was like, I think he said something about me. He was like, I think he said something about your mama. And I look at him, I'm like, man, that's your mama. Like he said something about your mama.
Yeah.
And he looked at the opponent. He was like, bro, you said something about my mama. It was just the your mama part. That was the funny part. I'd never forget. That was hilarious as hell. He was like, nah, man, I ain't saying nothing about your mama, man.
That's crazy. Do you remember what game that was?
I don't know, man. Maybe it was a Tennessee. Nah, it can't be Tennessee.
Yeah.
It might have been. But nah, man.
Wow.
They said they had a concussion, bro, but I don't remember a lot of stuff that happened on that field.
So what would you say was the most memorable moment on the field? I know, of course, you won back-to-back, national championships. So what would you say was the most memorable moment for you?
To tell you the truth, man, the national championships were awesome, especially the last one that I was a part of was great. The most memorable part of the field, it was crazy, man. It was like the Auburn extra kick touchdown.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I think it was the last game of my season, or second to last, but that happened, man. I was like, wow. I looked around, everybody was going crazy, man. I felt like
mm,
Rome was burning, like it was
mm,
crazy. It was just like a quick, like I was like a crazy minute of my life, and it was a minute. It was just crazy.
yeah,
The guy, yeah, the guy got the ball. All I saw, I was running towards the guy. All I saw was bodies hit the ground. Guy
yeah,
get him on the ground, his bodies hitting the ground left and right, and I was like, he went straight to the touchdown, and the crowd went wild. I'm like,
yeah. It
I
was
look,
crazy,
is this really happening? It
bro.
was
When
so,
I was watching it, the TV was shaking. Like it was crazy. Like the cameraman was shaking. It was crazy, bro.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was. I looked around. I'm like, what the heck? Where am I? How did I get here? Like this is crazy
yeah,
right now. I'm crazy, but yeah, that might be the most memorable part, man. I had a lot of memories, bro. I was really animated out there, man. I was really animated out there.
yeah. You was a dog. You was a dog, bro. You was a
Yeah.
dog. But so let me ask you this. So like on all the episodes, like I talk about the top three, well, the three things I like to focus on each episode is to entertain, inspire, and inform the people. So you know, with everybody, man, we all go through trials and tribulations in life, and we all go through adversity. But of course, I show like I shared like a part of some of the things I went through. But what's some adversity up until this point that you had to overcome that you could share with the people?
I had a lot of adversity. I mean, of course, everybody can stand here and say my adversity is unbelievable. It's greater than everybody else's adversity. But I had a bad mental breakdown a couple years ago.
Mm,
Ended up on the news and everything. That was a huge adversity.
mm,
The only way I got out of that was maybe a year later. It was God. It was God.
thanks.
Yeah, I'm a huge believer in Christ. I'm a huge believer in the Bible and stuff like that. And man, Christ it was the only way to get me out of my deep mental stuff I was going through,
Mm,
depression or whatever. Um, yeah, man, it's just hope, man. It's
yeah.
hope that is real hope to me. I truly believe in, and it's hope that the world couldn't give me. You
Mm,
know, no counselor, no therapist, no meds to give me a hope that can
thanks.
walk the stuff that I was dealing with, and
Mm,
of course, I'll still deal with it. And well, that's just me, man. That was probably the most adversity I've ever had in my life, and the hope that came with the gospel of good news helped me get out of that.
mm,
Heck yeah, man. If it wasn't for that, man, it'd be a totally different story.
yeah.
Um, but that's my adversity, man. Because some things in life, man, we can't control. Some things
Thanks.
happen to us in life. We have no power over it. You know that some things we have no power over it. But me knowing that, uh, I hope I don't get too religious on your podcast. But
Nah, you good, bro. You good, bro.
my God still sits on the throne no matter what I go through.
Right.
And anchor, I hold on to that real tightly. You could cut my arm off, but my grip still locked jaw on there.
Mm,
Um, and that's just how I feel about that. That's just how I go about that.
right.
And I saw enough already so far that I can't not believe. So, man, that's my adversity, man. There's just a lot of things that you go through in life, and that's just been my anchor.
Mm,
Uh, yeah, everybody comes to the end of themselves, man, and when we get to the end of the self, you find Christ.
thanks.
I'm sick. I
Thanks.
said that and that.
Thanks.
And
Yeah.
that.
Straight up. Right. And it's
Yeah.
it's dope, bro, that and I appreciate you for sharing that part of your story because like I tell people all the time, especially like some of the young people that I'm mentoring and stuff like that. I told them I like, man, look around. I said everybody has a story, just the people who had the courage to tell their story. And like what they say, your testimony, your message. And I know you were saying as far as like, people think like, oh, my story is not good to tell, but no, like your story is meant for somebody to give them hope in a hopeless time. So like just like you were saying, you know, with the mental breakdown and stuff like that. Like I went through a dark space. I went through depression, but like in the beginning, I was afraid to talk about that because you know we're taught to be you gotta be these strong men. You gotta be this strong man. You can't be vulnerable and stuff like that. Like you open up or you being soft and all this and that. But now, like the more you share, the more it frees you, and the more it frees you, the more it frees everybody else too. So not only are you helping them, you're helping yourself too. So just like you were saying, as far as like no therapist, no counselor, like none of that all came from God. It was all supernatural. So I mean, I'm with you on that, bro. Like I'm the same way. I'm a spiritual guy. And through those times, like I said, it was the best thing that happened for me because the thing is, God revealed some things to me that I had to grow into. And even then, like even when that injury happened, I look at it like I feel like God closed those doors for me because He knew I wasn't mentally prepared for what's going to come with that. He felt like I felt like he felt like that I was going to slowly but surely like start moving away from it. You know, with God, that's all He wants. He wants that relationship with you. Like the whole time through the ups and the downs, He right there with you. And it's crazy. It seems like at times when we're going through the toughest time, that's when we want to pray. That's when we want to go to Him. And then we at the highs of highs, our ego get in the way. We feel like we're doing it on our own. And you know, God has a funny way of humbling you during those times where you feel like you're doing it all on your own. Because all He wants you to do is glorify, you know, His name through the good and the bad. Because He's right there with you the whole time. You feel me? So I'm with you, bro. Like I'm with you the whole way. But so with you being in real estate, man, it is dope to see. Like I was talking about, as far as the stories that you put on your Instagram showing the journey. You know, with you being a developer and an investor and a flipper. So talk about the importance of you know expanding our minds and putting our money, you know, into vehicles that allow our money to work for us and not putting money into things, you know, as far as especially in this day and time with social media. You know, a lot of people buy things to impress other people, but by all means, you know, buy the things that you guys, you know, like to buy, but also make sure that you're educating yourself to put money into places that your money multiplies. So talk about that as far as like your journey, you know, getting into real estate and the benefits of it.
Yeah, it's the money talk. I love the money talk.
Yes, sir.
I wish they had that more in schools, to be honest with you.
It's crazy, bro. Like it's nothing talking about as far as like with the banks, how they pretty
Yeah,
much just use your money to make money off your money to pay the employees. Like it's crazy, bro. But go ahead.
yeah. I'm like, why don't they teach us that? Why don't they teach us that if we have our money sitting in our banking account for this much, it's not sitting there, it's losing value.
Value, right? With inflation.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm talking about like yeah, well, like time value money. Of course, that's a huge like that's a term I learned in like business school. But why
Right.
don't they teach that instead of putting it, you know, if you know you're not going to touch it for a while, instead of putting it in the bank and have it lose value, why don't you put it into some assets that accumulate?
Right. Facts.
Yeah, like little things like that, man. Like I was just driving around earlier, and I had a Mercedes. I bought my wife a Mercedes a couple years ago. 2016 was brand new. I spent some money on it.
Right.
I looked at the value of it. That thing went down. I'm like,
Soon as you took it out the lot.
yeah, yeah, man, I paid
Yeah.
a lot more for what it's worth right now. I'm looking at it, and that hurt. You know, that kind of hurt me. I'm like, man, that was stupid.
Yeah.
But just this little education. Like I was just lucky enough that I always loved real estate. I
Mm.
always real estate. My first year in the league, I started buying houses. I had 2 houses, 3 houses. I was flipping a house. Worst flip of my life. had it. I had it for 6 months. Now I'm flipping a house in 4 weeks. But back then,
Wow.
it was 6 months. 6 months process. Lapse in insurance. I didn't pay, the insurance didn't work, so they called the bank called the loan, so I had to pay cash. Thank God I had the cash to pay for it
Yeah.
because while I didn't have insurance, the pipe on the top floor burst in the middle of winter and it leaked all the way to the bottom floor. So it was like 2 feet of water. So I had to rip everything up. It was a huge problem.
Yeah.
Con issues, stuff like that. Took me 6 months. I had a squatter living in there. But anyways, back to I
Yeah. Yeah.
spent all day of how bad my first real estate flip was.
It was a
But
learning experience though. You had a squad in
bro,
and everything. Yeah.
it's scary. If I didn't have a reserve, man, that'd have took me out, bro.
Yeah.
But man, thank God, I had a reserve. I'm still in the game. It took me
Mm.
6 months. But I'm doing a deal in 4 weeks.
Nice.
from closing to the job done. But yeah, for me, I was lucky. I always loved real estate, and I had my money in real estate. So I had properties in the NFL. So it kind of forced me to save. So I put
Yeah.
money into the properties every month or whatever, and at the end of 4 years, it's worth a lot more than what I paid for.
Right.
Plus, I've been on and put it. So I was lucky. I had a second chance where I put a lot of my money in properties and stocks that till this day I haven't touched these stocks. But
Nice.
yeah, man, it's easy to fall down the trap of spending your money on the wrong stuff like cars. Like it hurts to I want a nice car. I want to drive around a good car, but that feeling we get 2-3 years from now where it's worth a lot less.
Right.
I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna feel it.
And then you're gonna want to drive another car. And then once you
And
get
then
that car, you're gonna want to drive another car. So I mean and
never
it's
in it,
crazy
bro.
because the thing is like it's a thing called a reticular activator system. Pretty much like just to break it down. So you never see the car on the road. And then once you buy that car, as soon as you buy that car and start driving it, what happens?
Everybody sees it.
You see that car everywhere on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's just the thing. Like your mind not really paying attention to like these cars on the road, but like as soon as you buy that car, like you just see it everywhere. But that's the same thing with like everything with the reticular activator system. Like it's crazy. Like once you start studying like the mind and how the mind works, it's crazy, bro. But but yeah, man, I ask myself the same question, man. As far as like why they don't teach us about. We go to business school, but they don't teach us about money and how money works. They don't teach us about credit. They don't teach about none of these things. Like I didn't even know like real estate, mutual funds. Like I'm not into crypto, but crypto, like I think that I don't know. Like maybe you could school me on that. But as far with mutual funds and holding them and buying and holding them for the long term, and especially if you're younger, you're doing it, time is on your side. And the same thing with real estate too. Like I look at real estate and stocks as kind of like the same principles. But but learn those things, bro, and then like putting your money into something that make money for you and just being disciplined and not having like the emotional attachment to it. Just know like over the long term it go take care of itself because a lot of people they get real emotional once they start putting their money into things. They see it go down, go up. Once it go down, they sell. I'm like, you lose when you sell. Like if it's going down, you're supposed to buy more. Like everything, like it's stored everything else that's on sale, you go and buy, but in the market when something on sale, you try to run from it. So you just got to change the mindset and change the mentality. And I mean, and these are some of the things like we need to learn. We need to learn about. And I just don't understand like why we don't get taught these things.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it also has a lot to do with like I don't know. My family never really had money.
Right. Yeah. And never
They
talked about
definitely,
money either. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Why would you talk about money when you don't have it? But yeah, like never having money in our house, stuff like that. And yeah, man, like there's something they need to teach. Yeah, back to real estate. Yeah, man, I've always loved real estate. I've always loved flipping houses from HGTV from all the way down. I did contracting work with my dad growing up when I was a
Mm.
kid. When I did have my dad, so that
Yeah.
kind of stuck with me. And now I'm an adult. I'm just like I love going out there flipping houses, getting a crew of guys together. You go make a house look from terrible to great, and then sell it and keep doing it. Making
Right.
house beautifying neighborhood.
And I know you say you had to get that Tesla truck. You need that.
Yeah, man. I was at a pump the other day, man. It was a week. My truck, man. Every week I get out of the pump, spend 100, 150. I'm like, man, I need some electric. I need some electric. But yeah, I need that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Elon Musk come with it.
Right. But I know you were saying something about as far with NBA guys, like as far like the importance of like investing and stuff like that, and not having like your money in the bank because in the bank is it making what 0.01, 0.001% on your money. So talk a little bit about that.
No, yeah. You making the bank's giving you 0.001%, but you're losing money, man. You're
Right.
losing money a month, like especially this time right now when all the stocks are going up.
Yep.
You lose. I don't know what it is, but I just know that I had a little bit of. I learned this. I've heard it. I learned it in class, but I kind of felt it when the past 2 or 3 years I had some money. I had an account for my real estate investing.
Yeah.
So I touched it. I like just put it in an account, a cash account, and I kept it there. It's been like a year and a half, 2 years now, and the value of everything, every price, every commodity is going down.
Right.
Water, like everything is going up. Like gas, the value of gas is going up. The value of everything you see is going up. But the value of the cash that I had in my bank account is going down.
Right.
So like going up, and I know that I see everything's going up. Lumber is going up. It started to chill out by now, but like
Facts.
prices of everything going up. But that cash you put in that account is going down. If you put that cash into any of these commodities, if you put that cash into the real estate market, where historically proven to produce and do really well, that and the real estate and the stocks and bond market, man, you might even double up if you put it in the right stocks or in the right.
Facts.
But now, instead of doubling up, instead of you putting your money into a value or asset that goes up in value, you put it in a bank account, which makes your asset goes down in value, or you put it in a car and it's going to go down in value. And
Facts.
you know how much you paid for that asset or that whatever. You know how hard it took to get that money in your hand to pay for that stuff. And you know, and when you see that the value of it is half, or when it went down, it don't feel good. So
Right.
I felt that, man. I felt that when I put that money in a bank account just for my real estate purposes. And I sat on it, I relaxed for a while and waited, and I was like, man, if I just did this or did that, it's inflation, uh, time value money, all that stuff. I'm like, man, I learned that in class, but that hurt.
Yeah.
I learned in college, but that kind of hurt. So yeah, I'm not like a crypto. I love crypto. My dad forced me to buy some. If I listened to him, I'd be like a crypto millionaire. He was back in the
For real?
2000.
So he's
Yeah,
on. Okay. Dang, that's dope.
it's weird because I saw my crypto account and I forgot. I think I made a purchase for some crypto back in 2014 because my dad told me to. He's like, just put a couple $100.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this thing ain't going up. So I took the money out. I saw that in my bank account. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, if I just forgot about it,
Right.
man, I hit the gold mine. But
Mm.
yeah, I mean, crypto is the thing. So there's a lot of these assets, man. That's better for cash. I'm not like a huge smart businessman, like finance guy. I just know, man. I just want my money to go into something that it increases in value at the fastest rate,
Right.
rather than something that stays the same or goes down. That's it, basically with me, finance.
And I mean, once you starting to understand and stuff like that, really not. It's not hard. It's just you having to drive to seek out the information. And it's right there. It's in Barnes and Nobles. It's in Books a Millions. It's on Amazon. Like you just start doing the research. YouTube University. Like, and then just asking people that actually are doing it, not these people that like try and shoot you this dream, and then next thing you know, your money just go down to zero quick, and you get screwed over, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I took a couple losses, man. Like like especially as a young businessman years ago, man. Other startups and stuff like that, I put my money into, man. Yeah, I took a couple losses. That's why I fell into real estate. It's easy. You know the house is worth $400,000. You buy it for $200,000
Yeah.
or 30,000. As soon as you buy it, you made that money. You just gotta put a little bit more money into it, and then sell the house so you can get paid.
Right.
In real estate, you make the money at buying the house, and you get paid when you sell the house. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I
That's a
thought, man.
bar. That's a bar right there. Yeah. I got you, bro. So that's dope, bro. So before we start like wrapping things up, man, I want to ask you, so what advice would you give to a young Cyrus Kouandjio that's going to be watching this when it first uploads a year from now, even 5 years from now? What advice would you give to a young Cyrus that's going to be watching this?
5 years ago, 6 years ago. Um,
No,
my
I was saying if they watch it, either when it first uploads a year from now, even 5 years from now, what advice would you give to a young Cyrus Kouandjio that's going to be watching this?
Stay focused, man. Stay focused. Educate yourself. Know what you gotta do. Get a goal.
Mm.
Uh, get a goal and stay focused on that. You don't need to go partying and all that stuff. I didn't do that in high school at all. Stay focused, and then do what you got to do, and then later on you'll be able to do what you want to do.
Facts.
Yeah. Even to me right now, I got a new goal, and
Locked in.
yeah, just got to lock in and just do it, and just keep God. You don't get mad at me, but keep God first.
Nah, bro. Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. I'm really unapologetic, man. And the older I get, I get tired of just being apologetic and scared. Man, I'm a Christian, man. I love Jesus,
Bro,
so
on my
yeah.
screen, the first thing say no God. Like that's the first thing. That's the first thing. Know God, know your why, crazy work ethic, get the information applied, surround yourself around the right people, never be complacent, pay it forward. Like that's me, bro. Like you gotta have like everything that me and you like that went through in our life. Like we know that it's no other way that we could have got through that without him. Like
Yeah.
that's just what it is, and that's like our testimony. We got to share it. We can't be quiet about it. We got to be bold, and we got to step in that because a lot of people wait. Like they want people like us with influence to come out and talk about it, and our life have to be a demonstration of the things we talk about. But yeah, bro,
Yeah,
I'm not mad at you at all, bro. Say it as much as you want.
I add that to that. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, of course, when we're young, we're not really we don't really see what's going on in the world and in our surroundings. We're not really aware of things. But man, we stick with Christ, and it starts with faith. It starts
Facts.
with, oh, I believe it, I accept. Yeah, come into my life, and then you go on this path, man. It just gets crazy every day, and then you
Mm-hmm.
start, like in my personal story, you start to see things, you start to experiencing things, and that man, it's like you said, ain't no way. If it isn't God, then who is it?
Right.
It got to be somebody. How do I pray and what things just align to a certain way to a point where like, in order for you is no longer it's faith believing without seeing, but it gets to a point where like in order for you to stop believing what you believe in, man, somebody has to come in and tell you you've been crazy for the past I don't know how many years and what you've seen and what you experience in your life is
Facts.
all a lie. I gotta come in here and erase all that stuff, and that's like I thought about that. I was like, what would it take for me to not believe it? I'm like, somebody has to tell me my experience, and I have to believe that my experiences and the walk that I had with Christ just never happened. I'm crazy. Then I might, but I mean, but yeah,
It's funny, bro. Like I'm with you 100%. And it's funny, like all the things that God has revealed to me in the last year or so. As far as like different ideas that, like I said, I got to be obedient and walk in. And it's funny because like when I share these things with different people, they like, man, they like, dang, that sounds like how in the world? I say, God, God, that's what I'm saying. Because I can't explain it, bro. Because it come to me so easily and so effortlessly. Like I can't really explain it. Like just the names, the market, like all that, like I just really can't explain it. And then what he's telling me is that, okay, I'm gonna give you this so it can be the tool to what I really want you to do as far as like my purpose, which is it's for the youth. You know what I mean? Because like I said, like they're the future, and they're looking for God, and they're going to get influence, and they're going to get influence one way or another. And it's up to guys like me and you to talk about our faith, talk about God, talk about the things we've been through, our trials and tribulations, so that they can we can meet them where they are as far as talking about our story and the things we've been through, and not act like we got it all together and stuff like that. Like, nah, I still don't got it all together. Like all of us, everybody is broken. It's just the people who talk about it and talk about like, hey, this is what I'm going through, and I'm still battling these things, or this is what I went through, and this is how I got through it. Like if we talk about those things to each other, man, it'll make this world a better place because people smile all the time on the outside, but they're broken and they going through so much on the inside, but they just afraid to tell somebody because they're afraid to be judged. When really all of us are perfectly imperfect, so we all supposed to be be understanding, being quick to listen, slow to speak, and listen. That's why we got two ears and one mouth for a reason. You feel me? So man, that's just something I want to put out there for the people, man. Like when somebody trusts you enough to come to you with something that they're battling, dealing with, like make sure that you take that seriously. And then when they do that, share some of your flaws, share some things that you've been through so y'all can have that conversation, have a deeper conversation. Because that's what it's all about, man. But dope, man. So let me ask you this, man. So who would you like to see on Locker Room Talk with Coop? And before you answer this, whoever you say, you got to connect me with that person. So who would you like to see on the show?
Let me think. Shoot, I don't know. I got one guy that popped in my head, popped on the top of my head. Gotta see if he's available, man.
Who is it? We put the name out there.
We gotta get my boy Adrian Hubbard on.
Adrian Hubbard, bro. I haven't seen Adrian in a minute, dog. That's my dog. That's my boy. That was my boy in school. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that for sure.
And that man right there, I'm gonna hit him up. I'm like, yeah, man, let's get on. But yeah, that boy right there.
All right, for sure. Bet. We can do that. We can do that. Dope, bro. So give the people, your social media handles so they can follow you on your journey, or whatever information you want to give out there. Like just said, somebody want to reach out to you as far as talking business as well. So give that information out to the people.
Yeah, Cyrus _Kouandjio Instagram.
Okay.
Follow me there. I always post about my real estate stuff and what I'm doing every day and stuff like that. Yeah, just post it. Also, one thing I'm thinking about doing is, ever since I've been posting about stuff on real estate, I'm thinking about, man, having a camp where if you play football or basketball, because, people say, oh, why does it have to be athletes? Because, that's what I have passion for. I have passion for football that, want to put their money. If I do something that I'm not going to be passionate about, it's going to be half.
Yeah. What's the point of doing it?
Yeah, and what's the point? So, athletes, man, if y'all want to, I thought about, man, just having like a camp for a month. Have a guy come out. If he wants to invest in the property, he can. If he doesn't, if he wants to sit on the sideline, he can't. We're going to walk him from point A to point Z, how to flip a house. From finding the property, finding the financing, finding everything, from A to Z. And after that, if you don't know how to do it, man, it's very simple.
Right.
But one thing reading about it is another thing actually doing it.
Facts.
Having your mind or just shadowing somebody doing it. I'm thinking about doing that. But follow me on Cyrus _Kouandjio. And yeah, man, you can contact me through there.
Okay. That's dope, man. That's dope, bro. So that's another episode of Locker Room Talk with Coop. Make sure you guys like, comment, share this video with somebody y'all think will enjoy it. And also, man, hit that red button, those red letters that say subscribe for your boy. And Cyrus, man, I appreciate you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yes, sir.